My name is Ankit. I am from Allbiolect. So today we'll be going to start with the glycolysis or the breakdown of glucose. So this process was first discovered by the man named Edward Buckner. Okay, so he discovered it while he was studying the broken yeast cells, and those yeast cells showed fermentation of sugar. Okay, so from there, okay, by the way, fermentation means anaerobic degradation of glucose and other organic nutrients to obtain energy conserved as ATP. The first organisms which evolved where when there was no oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. Hence, anaerobic fermentation of sugar is the most ancient biological mechanism, you can say. So today we are dealing with glycolysis. So glycolysis, it is basically breakdown of glucose. Okay, so glucose is nothing but a 6-carbon sugar, and it is broken down in 10 steps to something known as pyruvate. So I am starting this video series about glycolysis and glycobiology. So I will cover the metabolism of glucose as well as other macros, okay, the macromolecules. So let's start with the glycolysis first. So glycolysis can be divided into two parts. The first part can be said as preparatory phase. It is known as the preparatory phase. And the next part, or the second part, it is known as the payoff phase. So in the preparatory phase, what happens is that first the glucose is made ready, or it is made such that it can transfer its phosphoryl group to ADP. Okay, so this is the preparatory phase. And second part is the payoff phase, where this phosphoryl transfer actually occurs because of chemical reactions and we get ATP. So let's start with the process now. Okay, so the first step in the glucose is we have to know the structure of glucose. So glucose can be available in the single chain form, but in this case, as we are considering the cells reaction, so in cells we have got lots of water, so in that case the glucose is mixed with water, so it does not remain in that straight chain form, but it is getting in its cyclic form. Okay, so we have the structure of glucose like this. Okay, now in case of glucose, this part will have CH2OH. Okay, here we have OH downward. So if this is downward, we are talking about beta glucose. Okay, beta D glucose, and in this case also it is downward. This case it is upward, and this case it is downward. So I am not denoting the hydrogen. The hydrogens are those parts which are free over here. So okay, so these are the hydrogen. So basically this is the D-glucose I am talking about. So this is D-glucose, and this D-glucose is converted to with the help of ATP, and ATP is converted back into ADP. So in this step we are utilizing, or we are investing one ATP, and this ATP what it also need is magnesium ion. This magnesium ion actually balances the negative charge in the phosphoryl groups of the ATP. And also we have the enzyme over here. The enzyme's name is hexokinase, and this gives you the product. The product is quite simple. Basically we have this CH2O part over here. It had H, now it will have a PO3 2 minus. Okay, and the rest part is the same. So we have got H over here, O, C, 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 I cannot see, OH, H, I cannot see because I am looking through the camera and I am talking. OH, H, H, and over here OH. So from D-glucose, the thing we obtained over here is glucose, and in this case, okay, in this case obviously this is glucose number 1, not glucose number 1, actually carbon number 1. So this carbon, so C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, so this is glucose 6 phosphate. Okay, so this is glucose 6 phosphate. I guess you can see it. I've written glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, I've got a really bad camera stand, Jugaadu stand. So this is glucose 6-phosphate. Now for this reaction to happen, the del G value, the del G0 dash value for this reaction is minus 16.7 kilojoule per mole. Okay, sometimes it is rounded off and said as 17 kilojoule per mole, but I guess it is better to write as minus 16.7 kilojoule per mole. Okay, now the characteristics of this reaction, so I have written. So the characteristics is, first of all, the arrow. It says a lot because this reaction is first of all irreversible. So this reaction is irreversible. Okay, the second thing about this reaction is that it requires an enzyme that is hexokinase, but this hexokinase also requires something known as the magnesium ion. Okay, so actually the true substrate for this enzyme is not the magnesium ion or the glucose, but it is actually magnesium ATP complex, which is written as not like this, but magnesium should be 2 plus and joined to ATP, that is plus over here. So it gives me Mg ATP 2 minus complex. So this is the real substrate for this reaction. Okay, and after this, so the structure of this Mg ATP 2 minus. Okay, so how it looks, so we have to show that. So we have the adenine over here, NH2 over here. Okay, so this adenine basically, and this adenine is attached to one sugar, the ribose sugar. I am just drawing it in brief, and we have got the 3 phosphates attached to it. And so these phosphates are named like alpha, beta and gamma. This beta and gamma phosphate, these are linked with the help of magnesium ion. So because all these phosphates contain negative charges because of the O minus groups, so these O minus groups are stabilized by the magnesium ion. Okay, and this stabilized complex of magnesium ion and ATP is actually helping it to react with the help of hexokinase to give you the compound glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, now the human genome. Okay, so in our human genome, these are facts about the enzyme. So our human genome contains actually 4 different types of the hexokinase gene. Okay, starting from Roman number 1 to Roman number 4. Okay, now these four are coded by different genes, but their functions are same. So genes are different, but the overall function is the same. And as it is same, we call this kind of enzymes the isozymes. Okay, so this all packs on with the first reaction of glycolysis, where I have shown you how that glucose is converted to glucose 6-phosphate, what is the del G value of this reaction, and also what kind of reaction is it. Okay, this reaction is a highly exergonic reaction. So why it is exergonic reaction? Because the del G0 dash value in this case is minus 16.7 kilojoule per mole. That's why it is highly exergonic in nature. Okay, exergonic reactions, in theory, it is thermodynamically more favorable. It may produce heat energy, and in case of endergonic reaction, you have to apply more energy into the system in thermodynamic terms to make the reaction feasible. That's it. So this wraps up with the first step of glycolysis. I'll be uploading more videos. Okay, the steps will be steps 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. I will upload each of the step in a single video, and I will also let you know the details of each step. So for now, Molbiolect out. Please go subscribe to my channel, and also please like and share and comment. If I have done anything wrong over here or I have missed something, please let me know in the comment, because I am a human, I may do mistakes. Bye.